Alrighty, folks, so what you just heard there was Michael Lee from his first CD and Another Day on the Job. And we got Michael Lee here in the studio with us tonight.
Howdy.
There you go. Alrighty. And Michael's in here because he is going to be performing at KNON's 20th Annual Dallas Blues Fest. They need to put Dallas on there now, since there's two. I'm just pushing for that. Anyway, Michael is going to be playing on Sunday in the lineup about 6 o'clock. And the last time you were here was, I think, at the end of October. Mm-hmm. Right before you went back out to finish off the voice stuff.
Yep.
And some amazing stuff continues to happen to you.
Yeah, it's that show has opened up a lot of doors. You know? It was that whole experience. Thank you to everybody who voted for me and supported me through the entire process. But it was really cool. I got to go back and play a Fort Worth Legends song. You know, every time I roll the dice, a song I've been playing for a long time, and it was just a blast to put on a show, and that's, you know, what me and Blake wanted to do, is just have fun and go put on a show.
Well, and you know, that is really the key to those kind of shows, because the truth of the matter is, over the years with all of them, any of us can only name a handful of winners. Being on the show and getting the exposure. Yeah,
the exposure has definitely helped. You know, with B.B. King's band reached out to me and about recording a tribute album for that's going to be released. I can't remember what the press release said. I should have looked up, but I know it's going to be in 2019, and it's featuring Kenny Wayne Shepherd, Taj Mahal, Kenny Neal, a bunch of great Tito Jackson, a bunch of great artists, and they asked me to come down and record "The Thrill Is Gone," and I was like, I was just blown away, because that was
an honor.
Well, yeah, an incredible honor
seriously.
to play amongst royalty, literally, you know. And so I got to go down there and hang out with Boogaloo. Boogaloo's B.B. King's trumpet player and band manager for the past 35 years. And that was an incredible experience, and we all hit it off so well. They're like, hey, why don't we take this on the road? So we're going to hope to do up to like 100 dates this next coming year, but we just released, I don't know, like 30 or 40 dates that I just
starting
posted
in February?
About. Yeah, starting in February.
August?
Yeah, all the way through August, and I think we just did something in September. I think we just booked the Minnesota State Fair, Minnesota, California, Arizona.
Plus, I think it's June 1st you do the homecoming.
That's
what I mean. I looked at that and said, "Oh my God!"
Yeah, the B.B. King's homecoming festival. That's gonna be something special.
Because I know that was a very a thing that B.B. did every year and was very, very close to his heart. Something that he really enjoyed doing. Yeah. So what an amazing experience that is going to be. That
really is. It's going to be a very humbling experience, and I'm very grateful just to be on that bus that they just got. We're going to be rolling around.
And they pulled to the side and said, "You, young boy, come on up here with us.
Yeah,
we got something to show you.
Right? Yeah, it's
we think we can use you for something.
It's going to be fun, and it's continuing to open doors that I can't yet talk about.
God,
but,
yes, I can't even imagine.
Yeah,
I mean, you are on. To say that you were on fire is just underestimating right now. I know it's your life, and it happens at a certain speed, but the trajectory that you were on is just amazing.
Well, thank you.
It's so much fun to watch.
It's exciting, you know, and it's allowing me, you know, this B.B. King blues band is very exciting, and the Thrill Is Gone track, which I think we're going to play here in a little bit, sounds really good, and I'm really proud of it. But I'm also working on my own original stuff as well, that you know, it's all just going to kind of work hand in hand, and I just went down to Dripping Springs to finish up tracking that record, and it's
excellent,
and it's turning out really, really cool.
And I'll be getting a copy of that as soon as
as soon as it's available.
I'm so pushy. I don't care.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's good news though, because it's time for that, because the first one is an awesome CD.
Yeah.
But I've played it enough that I can almost see through it now. So it's time for the next one. So
the next one's going to be really good. I'm really, really happy with where it's going, and just working with Nick J down in Dripping Springs at Century Recordings. He is a vintage gear gearhead. So I think the oldest thing in there is like 74. So I just recorded on an RCA 44 ribbon microphone.
Wow.
It was It's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. Everything sounds, quote unquote right.
So, are you going for a more retro feel on that CD, or what is your feel that you're going? I mean, we're going to talk about this more when it releases and you bring it in, but is there stylistically something you're headed with on that one?
For me, I like to hear music in its like original intended state. So I like listening to blues music from the 70s. I like listening in 60s and previous to that. That's when it sounds the best, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Or like hearing I do this for doing
classic blues,
right? Doing more like whenever I go see live bands, I like to see a blues band in a tiny dive, like the hole in the wall.
Yeah,
that's where it feels the best and is the best experience, in my opinion. And like a country band, you want to see it in the honky tonk, not the bass hall.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Whenever you record a record, I think it should be more that vintage, old school sounding.
Sure.
If you're doing more blues or influenced stuff, it's definitely more blues influenced in 70s soul stuff.
Cool.
So it's turned out really good.
I think it sounds awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Are you planning special guests on that, or are you using your regular band, or what's your setup?
I've used a bunch of session guys. Up here in Fort Worth, I use Scott Lee on bass from the Texas Gentlemen. Mm-hmm. It's a really big band. And then Blaine Cruz, who is the drummer for Josh Weathers. And I've used my own keyboard player for a lot of it. But down there, down south, we recorded half of it in Fort Worth, half in Dripping Springs. I used a lot of their guys down there. Like one of the keyboard player from the Greyhounds. Mm-hmm. And they're all just really great people with like-minded, they love that old school music. They love that old school gear. They like that feel. They like that energy.
Well, that's what you need. If you're doing your CD, you need people that understand what it is you're trying to get.
Right.
So you're getting your vision out of it. Mm-hmm. So since we're talking about bands, tell me about the band that will be with you on the 27th at the KNON Blues Fest. Who's going to be playing with you here?
That'll be my band. My band. That'll be Preston Lewis on sax, Evan Templeton on trumpet, Colin Campbell on keys, Face Hayes on drums, and Brian Miller on bass. They're guys that have been playing with me for the past 2 years at least, with the horn section and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So it'll be pretty killer.
Is that technically what you refer to now as the wartime limousine?
Yeah, that's it.
I wondered because I didn't see that on here, I don't think.
Yeah.
But I thought, I think that's probably what that is.
I think it's just shorter. And
it is. Michael Lee and the wartime limousine's a lot of letters.
It is, and originally I just wanted the most text on a poster.
Well, sure. You get your fair share of space on there, but I think especially with the stuff that's happened to you in the last few months, the words Michael Lee stand out pretty much by themselves.
Well,
there.
Thank you.
Yeah, not before it's time either.
Hey, well, I mean, I'm very blessed and fortunate and grateful for everything that's come this way.
But you're also ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready to get on the road.
Yeah.
And travel and play, and who better to learn from than B.B. King's band? And
they've made an excellent choice because you are a consummate professional, so they will not be disappointed in what you do. So, well, you know what? I think we've all been in situations where we've hired somebody who we thought would be and was not. That's its own Disney. We tell plenty of stories about that. They'd all have to be off mic because there's cuss words involved. But right now we're about at the 40, so I'm going to take a little break here. We're going to play a couple of spots, and then we're going to come back and talk about this track we're going to play.
Okay, cool.
KNON and the Ridgely Theater presents the Reckless Rock Radio CD, a compilation of great local rock bands benefiting great community radio. Get your copy today. This CD features Ghoul Town, Joey C. Jones Band, The Feds, Jive, Porn Lab, War Beast, Black Star Republic, Rivet Head, Orthodox Fuzz, Mothership, Phantasma, Legacy, Messer, and Infidel Rising. Limited to 1,000 copies. Get yours now at Gaspipe, Forever Young Records, Top 10 Records, Josie Records, Born Late Records, Archie's Guitars, and right here at KNON.org. Sponsored in part by Music Box Rehearsal Rooms, a band rehearsal space, and Archie's Guitars, service and lessons in Richardson. Made possible by KNON's Reckless Rock Radio Show. All proceeds support KNON.
You don't want to talk about that on air. Anyway, we're talking about some other stuff off air. Now we're on air. We're going to talk about the on air stuff. So tell me about this track that you have brought me.
All right. So This was recorded back when I was home for like a month and a half before I had to go back out to L.A. And we were trying to get it done before I went back out to L.A., me and the B.B. King Blues Band. And the only day we had free together was Halloween. So they flew me. Like my flight from Love Field, I think it was like at 5 o'clock in the morning, and get down to Houston. And then Boogaloo picked me up and took me to his house and woke up the rest of the band. They were all staying at his place, and he's got a nice house. And then we went to the studio, and they went in and all tracked The Thrill Is Gone, and they went in and got all the bones down in it, and I tracked it all in like the same room. So it was pretty cool to see. It was kind of an old school kind of way to track things, which is what I love.
Sure.
And so they were all going. I was just watching with the engineer while they're all doing their work, and I'm sleep deprived and drinking tons of coffee and tea and all that stuff, trying to stay awake. And then they get done, and now it's my turn, and all 7, 8 of them go into the control room. I'm like, oh,
no pressure there.
Yeah, no pressure at all. And so it was fun. It was a great experience. And the vocals on this thing, there was a problem with the monitors in the studio, and so I sang it without even really hearing myself or anything like that. And I was like, I can't hear anything. They're like, that was the take. Don't worry about it. So it was just kind of a studio magic moment. And
playing the gig with no monitors, isn't that like a typical gig here in the Dallas?
Right.
You've done that once or twice before.
I have, but it was pretty cool. It was a nice little studio magic moment. Normally, you try to have everything nice and perfect when you're in the studio, and it just became this nice raw.
Well, and you know what I mean.
Recording.
I would expect that's how a band like that would work, because they have. I can't even imagine how many hours of road time and play time they have together. So, I mean, they could just get together and make their part happen. And they had already seen from your audition thing on The Voice what you do with the song. So, obviously, they were ready. And obviously, they knew that would be a great fit. But, I have to say, too, The Thrill Is Gone is one of those songs that everybody that's in a blues band does.
Yeah.
So, everybody that has got a version of that. What an honor to have the B.B. King Band come to you and say, we like your... I mean, what an amazing...
That was really, really cool. And, they took the version... We didn't want to do it exactly like we did on the TV show, but it's definitely the version that I did on that show and what I had in my head. And they adapted it. The horn section is top notch, and they sound incredible.
Yes.
And so it's a really great track, I think.
Okay, so Michael has burned this for me at home. He didn't play it yet, so we think it's going to work.
Cross my fingers.
We're going to try it right now. This is Michael Lee and the B.B. King Band, and The Thrill Is Gone.
Now that's all over, all I can do is wish you well. Thrill is gone. Thrill is gone away. The thrill is gone now, babe. Thrill is gone away. Done me so wrong, babe. You'll be sorry someday. Thrill is gone. It's gone away from me. Oh, the thrill is gone now, baby. Thrill is gone away from me. Oh, no, I still live on, but so long, baby. free from your spell. Lord, I'm free now. Free from your spell. Now that's all over. All I can do is wish you well.
Now that is a kick-ass horn section. And I can say that word on air. I know we can. That's one of the ones I can say. And there's no other way to describe that, so thank God I could, or I'd just gotten fined by the FCC. That is a groove.
Yeah.
That is an awesome groove.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Like, there's so much space, you know, between the playing and the singing that you can just hear that funky bass line, and
Oh my God, yes.
everybody's just locked in. It's a really cool track.
And the horns have that kind of, they're there and they're in the pocket, but there's a swing to it too. I mean, yeah, that's amazing stuff.
Yeah.
So, I'm assuming at this point then you've started rehearsals to get ready for the thing. What is going on?
I think they have like a couple dates in mid-February that they're doing over in Japan with Tito Jackson.
Okay.
And then my time, I think, starts.
Okay.
So at the end of February is when mine starts. I think we'll start doing some rehearsals towards the end of January, early February, before they take off to Japan.
But certainly you've got set lists and have an idea and stuff and that kind of stuff now. Do you know yet? Do they still do? For years, I would read that BB's thing was, you know, he'd tour in the bus, they pull into town, they put a big rug out, they'd cook. They'd create a home atmosphere backstage. That was a big part of his thing because he was on the road all the time. He was hardly ever home.
Right.
Is that still part of their deal?
I don't know. I guess I'll find out in the next ensuing months. But
because my guess is going to be with them being older gentlemen, and this is the way they've done it, that they would want to continue on that kind of family
I'm down with that
vibe to it, which would be awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm going to want reports from the front lines
right
on that kind of stuff when you get out and do that. So your dates that you've booked with them so far, are they all in the States or?
They're all in the States so far. We've talked about doing some Spain and Europe, but we got to get all those secured and all that stuff. So there's a bunch of talk. I would like to get a couple Texas shows.
That was going to be my next thing because I didn't think I saw anything on there yet.
Yeah, I want to get some down here. And,
certainly they would take advantage of that. And now, are they basing out of Houston at this point, or what is their?
Everybody's kind of
spread.
Everybody's kind of spread out.
Okay.
I know the manager guy I think is in Memphis, and then Boogaloo's down in Houston. I think the drummers or bass players up in Chicago. So everybody's just kind of spread out.
Yeah.
Everywhere, which is fun. It's cool, and
Sure
I think everybody has all their connections in their own towns. I would love to go to Chicago and play some
that would be a good. Yeah, I would think that would be a good avenue for them too. That people would respect that and get it there.
And whenever I'm not on the road with them, my band will be back here in Texas playing, Fort Worth, Lubbock, and Austin, and all those different places. So
sure. So right now, I would imagine it's just kind of the. Let me figure out what they're doing, and then I can book my things, and let me do.
Definitely. Yep.
Kind of the Jim Suler Monkey Beat, George Thorogood dance.
It is. It's a little different. It's kind of cool because it's weird to see mine. Not like I'm just a guitar player up there. That's featuring me. That's some big shoes to kind of sit in the middle and. I'm curious. He was a master showman and storyteller.
And how many piece band is the BB King band at this point?
9 without me.
Wow. That is a big band.
Yeah.
That's a big house to take on the road with you all the time.
Yeah.
Traveling.
And I'm really curious to see how it sounds. There's this place we're playing in Tennessee called the Caverns, and it's a cave, and it's 350 feet into the earth.
I think I've seen this on.
And it's huge.
Public
and there's like
television.
It's
because
PBS.
they do it. Yeah.
And there's like a chandelier in there. And
yeah.
I can't wait.
Oh, that's
going to be
awesome.
So
because
cool.
that room sounds so good when people are in there, and literally you're in a cave.
Yeah.
But it is an awesome acoustic sounding kind of cave. So
it's
that's
like the
a
Red
cool
Rocks
gig.
Underground, right?
It is. So so all of this again, like we talked about when you were here before. In October, this is all just, when I'm looking at it, I'm looking at your whole music journey. And this is just more steps in your music journey. And I hope that you were journaling this like we talked about before.
Right. Yeah.
Because, this is going to make some interesting chapters in the Michael Lee story.
Yeah, it definitely has. And it's just really cool, and to take my wife along, the ride with me, and she's gonna be able to come out for, I think every 15th date or something like that.
That's awesome.
We'll get her out there.
That's
on the
awesome, because
road
it's good for her and it's good for you, and it keeps everybody grounded. And that's the hardest thing when you hit the road and start traveling, is that kind of feeling of you're there, but you're kind of floating, and that can get dangerous.
It'll be fun. It was, she's a great person. I'm very lucky to have her, and
she is a wonderful lady.
Her support.
I'm happy you have her too.
Yeah, me too.
I think she keeps you in line.
She does.
I'm all good with that.
Yeah.
Not that I thought you especially needed that, but it never hurts.
No.
I was watching a thing with The Rock.
Okay.
Dwayne Johnson saying, people were asking what was success, and he says, I think success is you have a successful home life, and then that grounds you and makes you free to achieve in your career.
Well, he must have a really happy home life, because that dude is busy.
He is, and it looked like it from the pictures, and he always seems like a happy, grounded dude, and so that's
get off on a tangent. Have you seen the thing where the guy tries to eat The Rock's diet for one day?
No.
And it's like 10 different meals, and it's like fish every meal.
Oh my God.
And like rice. So like wake up at 4 a.m. fish and rice, and the guy like started puking at noon, and I don't know if he made it through, and he's trying to work out,
Yeah, you might want to, ease your way into a situation like that, and
funny.
not just throw yourself straight on.
It's worth a look
to that on that. That is pretty cool. So, back to this, because I know you got a gig tonight that you got to get off for. Tell people, first of all, what kind of things they can expect from you on Sunday at the Blues Fest. Musically, what are we gonna?
Musically, you will hear a horn section, just bare bones. You'll hear a horn section, a good old fashioned blues influenced, rock influenced band together, all
because you have a tight band at this point. You guys have played a lot together, and
we're really tight, and we do a lot of original stuff. If we're feeling the mood, we'll throw in different covers, just depending. We'll probably throw in a blues tune because it's a blues festival.
Well, and this is the fest that these people have your first record, and they want to hear you.
Yeah.
They want to hear your stuff.
Yeah.
So, don't forget that, too, because it's not like you go and play in a place where maybe they've never heard you before, and you're thinking, I got to do some covers to get their attention first, and I'll slip in something. It's almost reversed.
Yeah.
At the Blues Fest, these are blues fans that have watched you grow up here in the area, got that CD, they know your stuff, so they're looking forward to seeing this. And they're all going to want to talk to you about the B.B. King thing afterwards. So,
definitely.
Hopefully you'll stick around.
Yeah, I'll be
a little
around.
bit after.
Yep.
Have you got any merch or anything you'll have at the show?
I'll have some. I think I have some hats. I think our shirts are sold out. I'll have some of my old CDs.
Okay.
Depends on when we start getting this new merch in and stuff like that. So we're getting everything ready to launch for 2019.
Sure.
And it's a lot of moving parts, but hopefully we'll have it by then. If we don't, then you can come get it the next time we're around.
And if he doesn't, and if you've got your copy of your Michael Lee CD, bring it down and he will sign it for you. If you haven't already gotten it signed, I think he would be happy to do that. So now at this point, tell people where they can find out more information about the Michael Lee Band, Michael Lee and the Wartime Limousine, about Michael Lee with the B.B. King Band.
Right.
Where do they go for all that stuff? So
to go see all my dates, where I'm going to be, whether it's with my band at home or on the road, I know tons of people are traveling to Tennessee to go see us. It's michaelleeband.com, and you can also go there and you can get the links to my Instagram account, which is at Michael Lee FW. Facebook is /Michael Lee FW, FW for Fort Worth. And you can just follow me everywhere and go on this journey with me. If you follow me on Instagram, I'll be doing a bunch of stories and videos. I was going to ask that too.
And
even if you're home, you can kind of see what I'm.
Yeah. So when you hit the road with the B.B. King Band.
Yeah, I'll be kind of doing a diary that way.
Good.
Good. And so it'll be cool, and I would love for everybody to follow and go on this journey with me.
And I know you've got a gig tonight, and we're going to talk about it on the calendar here in a minute. Do you have, and I know you've got the KNON Blues Fest coming up on the 27th, the last Sunday of the month. Are there many more gigs you got booked here locally before you head out?
There's quite a few.
Okay. And those are all out on the website?
Yeah, they're all out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I would think adding to them every day.
Yeah.
Because until you hit the road with the B.B. King Band, you still got to pay those bills. So
And there's a lot. Well, not only that, but I mean, there's just a lot of really cool things that are coming up. There's a date with Dean Dillon, who is one of the greatest songwriters ever. He wrote almost all the hits for George Strait. Going to open up for him here coming up pretty soon.
Excellent.
And it's pretty cool to be in my position to where I can do the blues thing, and then I can also kind of sneak in over to that songwriter vein,
and be who you are.
Yeah, and not have to like adjust
No.
anything.
No, this is time for you to be who you are and shine, shine, shine.
Thank you.
Alrighty, so Michael Lee again and the Wartime Limousine are going to be at the KNON 20th Annual Blues Festival, Dallas Blues Festival, coming up on Sunday, January 27th. It's also on Saturday, January 26th. They'll be on at 6 o'clock, right between Janky and the Juke Joint Boys at 5, and the Benoist King Blues Band at 7:15. And following them, our headliner that night on Sunday, Anson Funderburg, who will be my special guest here in the studio, not next week, but the week after. So all of y'all that are listening, you want to make sure tune in for that. It's been a while since I've had Anson in here for a chat, so that'll be fun. And you can get your tickets and more information now by going to the KNON website at knon.org. I know the link is out there. The schedule is out there as well. Anything else you want to add before you get out of here and head on back to Cowtown?
Thank you for having me. And
Of
thank you to
course,
everybody.
always. You were always welcome here. And you're so much calmer at this now than you were at the beginning.
Yeah, me and my wife were talking about that earlier today.
Yeah, you've had quite a bit of exposure in the last few, and now you're pretty calm. So that's a good thing, because I think you're going to see more and more and more. Because I'm sure when you pull into town with the BB King band, people are going to want to talk to you.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's coming. Rest your voice and get ready for that.